This is sports stuff. Betting stuff.
Where's the ka-chow,
I don't know.
motherfucker?
I changed it up this week. You never know when that's coming.
I need it. That's how
I
I
had
know
a, I had a losing record.
Alex
Sorry
is
that you didn't. I don't make ka-chow noises just because of your good weeks.
This is Sports Stuff Betting Stuff, the number one sports betting podcast coming out of the Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. I am your host, the original degenerate Muff. Alongside is the Ohio Homer, the Ohio Degenerate, and the capo of the Midwest Crack House, Jim.
That's me.
He's even got his crack house hoodie on.
And the hat. I'm full cracking right now.
It's full of the crack.
You're full of crack right now.
Full of crack.
He may have made a quick stop outside before the episode started. And last but certainly not least, the medical degenerate, the person who knows if Aaron Rodgers really did tear his Achilles or if this is all just a ruse. Alex.
That's me.
As always, we will go through last week's best bets, talk about our specialty picks, and get into the slate this week, which is obviously limited in the college football world.
Sad. So sad.
But it is conference championship season.
It is. Yeah.
Still sad?
Yeah.
All right.
I think you know why.
Well, that's part of it, I'm sure. That's definitely playing into the sadness.
I've not recovered yet.
Okay.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Right.
Our exclusive betting app is
FanDuel.
Is it FanDuel?
It's FanDuel.
I guess it is FanDuel, huh?
FanDuel.
Hashtag FanDuel at FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel.
FanDuel.
In addition to our bets being placed in FanDuel, not that ESPN bet app, which is not paying out parlays that have one voided leg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about a crock of shit.
Very much so.
There's a lot of conspiracy about that too.
Yes.
Such as when they bought it from Penn Gaming, aka Barstool, they may have got a little in over their head. And this is a way for them to recoup some of that money is by not adjusting the odds on parlays that have one voided and or pushed leg.
I don't know. They handed me $300 free. So
yeah, but you won bets though in the end to cash that out.
Yeah, but still, like I don't think they're in on a conspiracy. That's just me.
I think it's the only major betting app that has that house rule though, that it voids the entire bet if one leg pushes.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's the bigger issue with the sports betting world. You can also follow us all on the Action app. You can follow me at C McPherson20.
Me at Bucketville Butcher.
And I am at the Real Medical Degenerate.
There we go. Without further ado, let's get into last week's recap, starting with the winner of the week, Jim.
I'm very happy with this.
Congratulations, Jim.
My wins were the Cowboys -10 at the Commanders, or against the Commanders. Missouri -8.5 at Arkansas. Kansas -6.5 at Cincinnati.
And the 49ers to cover 7.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. And the 49ers beating the Seahawks. My push, Ole Miss -10 at Mississippi State. Not real happy about that. But whatever.
You still riding with Lane?
Yeah, I'm still there. My losses were the Lions. I told you people. And
it still was one of your best bets. I don't know what you're telling us for.
I went with it because I think I did the peer pressure and said, okay.
In Louisville.
Yeah, in Louisville beating Kentucky -6.5.
Jim has a 4-2-1 week, bringing him to 47-47-3 for a 485 winning percentage. Next up, Alex.
I went 3-4, so it was a losing week, but I got 3 wins in the Cowboys -10.5, the Missouri Tigers at Arkansas -8.5, and the Penn State Michigan barely squeaked under at 42.5. Penn State scored 42. Michigan State thankfully scored 0. And then my 5 losses were the Lions -7.5, Louisville -6.5, Bama -14.5, and the Browns +2.5. The Broncos.
Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh.
What are you gonna do?
What are you going to do? Well, we're going to talk about me, which is something we shouldn't do. I took the shotgun approach and we struck out big time. I had 10 on the board and I ended up 2-8. The haters will say it's because I used the light as my token, my totem, my item of good luck. I will say it's just because shit happens. My only 2 wins were the Cowboys to cover 10.5 against the Commanders and LSU to cover 11.5, taking on Texas A&M. The rest of the board, Cowboys to cover. Iowa, Nebraska over. Oregon State, Oregon over. Ohio State, Michigan under. Virginia plus the points. Bama to cover. Jags, Titans over. Browns, Broncos under. All in the L column this week.
You lost all your over/under bets.
I know. It's very, very upsetting.
Wow,
I was on the wrong side of every last one of them.
that's bad.
I had 5 of them, and it was bad. Jags,
Oh.
Texans was the one that hurt the most because after the first half, they were at like 35 points. And then the offenses just stalled.
Yeah.
But as I said, shit will happen, which brings us into our specialty picks, starting with the Mike All-Stop Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Pow, pow.
Is a winner, bringing it to 6-7 for the season as the Cowboys crush the Commanders.
We're climbing back out of the hole.
Say again, Alex.
Climbing back out of the hole.
That is, we were close to 500 with that pick. And in the Midwest Mapster Risky Pick of the Week,
Get out of here.
we suffer a loss, which brings the record of that pick to 9-4 for the year, as we took the Texans as the underdog, or just as the straight up moneyline dog against the Jags, and we catch an L. I would say not the good news, but the news on that is we struggled last week to find that moneyline dog.
Yeah.
And it showed. And I don't even know if there were a lot of other bets on the board that would have won for us. So I think our options were slim. And in place of the Lolita whale of a parlay, we had the stuff the turkey under. I don't even know. We had the stuff the turkey parlay. And that was an all under parlay with Panthers, Titans, Dolphins, Jets, Browns, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders. We didn't make it through Friday.
No, I was very pissed off about that.
Pick sixes at the end of the first half don't help that under, but it was not going to make it anyway.
Yeah, no.
The only win was the Panthers, Titans under 37, which at this point, maybe we should just take every Panthers under.
Wouldn't be the worst idea we've ever had.
Because they suck. All right. Any thoughts on the week behind us, gentlemen?
I think we just move on from here.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim, you had a good week.
Well, for best bets, I did a lot of stupid shit chasing the feeling of the Ohio State loss that I probably should not do.
So you chase the losing feeling.
Yeah. That was dumb.
It's usually a bad headspace to be in whenever you're putting together them bets.
Yeah, I did too many parlays, but I hit one parlay that got my money back. So
yeah, that's good.
And then
that usually makes you feel good, like you feel safe. Then you're like, all right, then we were having fun.
Yeah, I'm okay now.
Back to square. All right, that leads us into this week's slate, starting with the NFL in Thursday night football, as the Seahawks travel to Dallas to go to Jerry World and take on the boys. Cowboys favored by 8.5, over under 47.5. It's Thursday night.
I hate that it's Thursday night because sorry, Gino, but I so want to take the Cowboys here.
I'm going to.
I'm definitely leaning very heavily towards the Cowboys, especially at home. At home, they've been crushing, and the Seahawks are in a downward trend, and the Cowboys seem to be on the upward.
If we all do it together, is it still count as breaking a rule?
We've broken the
We've
rules so
done that.
much. Yeah.
We've done that.
At this point, the rule is dead.
Yeah.
The rule is it's a guideline. It's a suggestion.
It is a suggestion. It's like the speed limit on the Autobahn.
Yeah, just a suggestion.
It's there because they have to post something.
I have a no risk parlay through FanDuel
Handle.
for same game parlay, Cowboys and Seahawks. That I'm probably going to play too
The
There it
word.
is.
because there's no risk.
Well, there's risk of losing, but the money comes back.
Right.
All right. I think looks like we're probably all going to end up on that game. Which brings
Yeah.
us into the Sunday 1 p.m. slate, starting with the Chargers at the Patriots. Chargers favored by 6, over under 40.5. Whole lot of what's going to happen at quarterback for the Patriots for the rest of the season.
Give me the Chargers hammering at home.
Ooh, the West Coast team traveling to the East Coast in a probably cold weather game.
Yeah, probably.
Probably, but I still like Jim's take too. I'm with Jim on that one.
I'm not going to talk him out of it because there's no reason that I should want to be on the other side of that. I'm not.
Suck.
I agree. I'm just not a fan of the West Coast to East Coast thing. That's just my hesitation. So again, nothing to steer you away, just my own sentiments and feelings. But I was 2-8 last week, so
yeah. Are we listening to you? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I wouldn't at this point.
I like the progression of the year because like there was a good 4 or 5 week stretch where we were like, well, Muff's not doing it, so what am I gonna do? And now it's like, oh, we're really gonna listen to Muff.
Now we've unleashed the dogs.
Yeah.
The baboons are out.
One really bad week, and everybody turns on you.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have the Cardinals traveling to Pittsburgh, take on the Steelers. Steelers favored by 5.5, over under 41.5. I am leaning very heavily towards the Steelers to cover in this one at home. They seem to have at least a semblance of an offensive output, and I don't think that Kyler Murray has any magic against the Steelers defense. So I'm heavily leaning Steelers.
I want to. I'm worried about injuries for the Steelers.
Such as?
I saw some guys go down in that last week's game, and I've not done the recon per airtime here to say that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna stay away from it for bets.
I will say there's nobody that wasn't already on an injury report that exists anywhere on an injury report right now for the Steelers.
Okay.
Minka Fitzpatrick is trending towards maybe coming back, which would only help that defense. And offensively, they got Pat Freiermuth back, which was a big reason that they went over 400 yards in the first game since Matt Canada's departure.
Blame Canada.
Yeah, I'm leaning very heavily on the Steelers here.
All right, next we have the Broncos at the Texans. Texans favored by 3.5, over under 47.5. This almost seems like the way the Broncos are playing, Texans have been playing well also. I would expect this almost to be a pick 'em.
Yeah. To me, it's kind of a shootout here. I think the only reason it's 3.5 is because it's at the Texans.
And I mean, CJ, I don't know who the Broncos have played over the past 3 to 4 weeks, but I don't know if they've played any like capable quarterbacks. That could be part of this. So I'm staying away for those reasons. Don't want to be caught up in that one. Next, the Lions at the Saints. Lions favored by 4.5, over under 46.5.
I think the Lions bounce back here.
I want them to.
Yeah.
I want them to very badly, but there's just something that's not sitting right with the Lions over the past few weeks. They just laid a big old fat egg in Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, but that's Thanksgiving Lions. They're different. It's like a different team comes out.
I mean, a different team definitely did come out.
But like, I think there's like people in costume. They're like, all right, Thanksgiving staff, come on, let's go. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm staying away.
Colts at the Titans. Colts without Jonathan Taylor for the next 2 to 3 weeks due to a thumb injury, favored by 1.5 over under 42.5.
Don't run with your thumbs.
Tape it
You
up.
might hold on to that ball with his thumb though.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm. This is another one that I want the Colts to win. The Colts should win. I don't know if I'm putting my money on it.
Yeah.
I'm not betting on this game.
I'm also going to stay away. Next, Falcons at the Jets. Aaron Rodgers has been designated off IR to return to football-related activities, but he's not playing. Falcons -3 over under 34.
This is the game of unreliable teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unreliable teams, I'm going to hedge towards the under in this game. Hedging towards the under.
Not bad.
Not a terrible idea.
What's a terrible idea? Dolphins at the Commanders. Dolphins favored by 9.5 over under 49.5 points. Dolphins have been beating the teams they're supposed to beat and typically beating them pretty handily. So I think this is one of those where I'm just going to say you just pick the team that's better, even if you're laying like 10 points. So I'm probably going to lock this one in. Dolphins cover 9.5.
I don't hate it.
Unless,
I'm not against it.
I could be screwed by, some report coming out Sunday morning that, oh, by the way, there's no electricity.
Yeah, no one can take a shower
at the stadium.
Yeah.
They weren't able to get pregame treatments because, I don't know, it was freezing.
I'm staying away.
Next in the 4 p.m. slate, we start with the Panthers at the Bucks. Bucks favored by 5.5 over under 36.5. It's a low number for me to want to take the under.
Yeah.
Even though I just talked about it.
We talked about it, but I'm not that ready for it.
I like the Bucks here.
You like the Bucks?
I'm thinking
just
about
playing against a terrible Panthers team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad look. Just fired Frank Reich along with 2 or 3 other staffers. So there's a lot of turmoil happening in kind of a short time frame for that team. Probably not a lot of new game planning that's going to happen. I don't foresee anything significantly changing for Bryce Young in this game. So I don't think that's a bad take, Jim. Don't think it's a bad take at all. Next, the 49ers coming to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. 49ers -2.5 over under 47.5.
A little surprised that the 49ers are favored.
I like this game. I hope this game can be seen in my area.
I like to think it'll be the one that they'll show, but
I would hope that that's the marquee game at 4:00 for everybody.
Yeah.
I hope you do have the Browns. I forgot
that's
about
true.
this. So I'm actually looking at the over-under in this game. Not sure where I'm going to end up, but I think it's going to be in an over-under. Might be locking something in there later.
I am going to put this one in everyone's ear as a possible risky pick.
Ooh. I have heard that, and I will be listening.
I mean, we have other games to talk about still that I'm not sure about, but
okay. Next are the Browns at the Rams. Rams favored by 3.5 over under 39.5. Who will be playing quarterback for the Browns this week? DTR is still in concussion protocol, and Joe Flacco has been taking the first team reps.
Didn't see that coming.
So the storyline, the script, if you will, Browns win this game. Joe Flacco, we're going to talk about him for a week. That's the storyline. I don't know. Because of that script nature that it has, I'm staying away.
Oh, it's at LA. It's the Rams.
Doesn't do anything for me.
Doesn't do anything for you?
No.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna probably stay away from this one.
Yeah, I bet on the Browns last week and they lost, so that's funny for me.
All right, and then Sunday night football, we have the Chiefs traveling to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. Chiefs favored by 6 over under 42.5. A resurgent Packers team. Starting to
That's it. That's what's shying me away. And it's in Lambeau. gonna be cold.
Does Jordan Love wear like the scuba suit, like Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers before him?
Maybe. I want the Chiefs to win. Money says you should put it on the Chiefs. I'm
But
shying away.
but yeah, I'm looking at the over under on this one. I really am. Mostly because of what Jordan Love has been doing more recently. I think it's time for Travis Kelce to have a big game. So I'm gonna lean the over.
You don't think he's still distracted by Taylor?
I think she's been gone long enough.
He's ready to play football again.
He's ready to come back to reality. And in Monday Night Football, the matchup that we thought we wanted to see at the beginning of the year, now we're probably a little less excited as the Bengals take on the Jaguars in Duval. Jaguars favored by 8.5, over under 38.5.
I said it several weeks ago that if the Jaguars win this one, they're contenders. If the Jaguars win this one, they're contenders. I think if the Jaguars pull this off.
I don't know if it's pulling it off.
Well, they tend to get in their way when they shouldn't sometimes. They have losses that's like, what happened, guys?
You're not wrong. I can't disagree with that. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm going to stay away. This is one of those what could have been Monday Night Football matchups.
I have and maybe I should wait for this for the podcast, the real episode, not the betting episode. But do we think Urban Meyer hurt Trevor Lawrence's career?
Yes. Put him a year behind.
Okay, I'll go with that one. But in terms of like his marketability, because he never got a true blue rookie season, so nobody we've kind of moved on past him. But he's not a bad quarterback.
Ooh, that's saying a lot coming from you.
I know. He's not
from
a bad
Clemson.
I was going to say,
kind of been low on the Jags, so that means a lot. That has a lot of meaning. What you just said.
Yeah.
I mean, his marketability, I would say, yeah, to some extent. I mean, he was definitely a touted prospect throughout his entire career, from high school to college, from college to the NFL, and then he ran into the urban monster, who soaked up the headlines in Duval that whole year, and probably did hurt to some extent the kind of the clout he could have got, the shine he could have had that rookie year. So yeah, there's definitely some truth to that. I can get on board.
I think he's a more serviceable quarterback than, I mean, who's the quarterback for the Falcons? Who's the quarterback for the Colts this week?
Gardner Minshew. Whoa, Jim. Don't bang on Gardner Minshew. That's one.
He's a good hand. He's not the guy. Whereas I think Trevor Lawrence has the potential to be the guy compared to a lot of these teams.
And I'll say Trevor Lawrence he doesn't do anything super flashy. Right? He puts up usually a decent stat line, but he doesn't usually make a whole lot of highlight reel plays.
Right.
He's just doing what he's supposed to do, and he typically does it well. So,
of the games this weekend, Dak, Herbert, CJ Stroud, who else?
With what?
That's worth a poop. They're like, oh yeah, better than Trevor.
Oh, better than? I mean, Mahomes.
Oh yeah, my fault. My bad. The GOAT.
Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts.
I don't know.
Tua.
Get out of here.
Kenny Pickett.
Sorry, Alex. I can't.
I just wanted Jim to look up and see. Look, I just was going for disappointed Jim face.
I actually have heard, and I don't agree with this. A lot of people saying that the Chargers are ruining another potentially promising career.
Yep.
Not to say that I would say Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert are in a similar stratosphere as far as where they sit right now.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Muff.
It's similar. I would say Herbert has shown the promise to be a level above that, but he has not fulfilled that promise.
I'm going to take the Jags in this one because I've talked myself into such a froth, a frizzle.
talked yourself into betting on a Clemson quarterback.
Yeah,
So does that make happy Dabo?
I don't
No,
know.
he's dissociated with Dabo now.
Yeah.
Alex knows well what that word means.
Yep,
All right.
dissociation.
Bring us into college football conference championship weekend. It starts on
Yeah.
Friday as New Mexico State takes on Liberty in the Conference USA Championship. Liberty favored by 10.5 over under 56.
I
Is
don't
Liberty
know.
right now the highest ranked non-power? No, Tulane is.
Yeah, I was gonna know.
They could be the highest ranked non-power 5.
I'm staying away from this one. New Mexico State caught somebody the last 3 weeks.
Auburn.
Yeah, I'm staying away.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know enough to put money on it. I mean, I'll probably watch it because it'll be football and it'll be a championship and it's on.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to be watching it, but as everyone else is going to stay away. Brings us into the last, I'll say the last ever, but the last one of note that we're going to really care about. Pac-12 championship as Oregon takes on Washington. Oregon favored by 9.5 over under 65.5.
I think I like Washington to cover this. I don't not to win, but to cover.
This is like the fishiest line of the week. And not because I don't think Oregon is capable of winning, but the fact that the odds have them as 9.5 point favorites.
I think that Oregon wins this game. I just don't know that they win it by 9.5 points. Like I'm expecting more out of this game, I guess.
Right? Washington already has a win over them this year. Just seems like a very fishy line. Like there's something we don't know.
I think I like the over here.
That's
I'm actually trending towards the other direction, Jim.
If you look at the total scores of Washington's games alone, what's the over under here?
65 and a
Over-under
half.
here, yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking at the conference
55.
championships in many cases, not in all cases, but in many cases, like things pucker up a little bit.
Yeah, but this is the Pac-12.
It's not the Big 12, Jim. I said Pac-12.
Right. Therefore, the Pac-12 can score, whereas the Big Ten, no. I like.
again missed.
I'm going to take the over.
All right. I'm probably going to go the opposite of you on this one. So we're going to have a conflicting bet, most likely, in this. And the Jim's on the over, I'm on the under. Alex, you want to get in on this action?
I think I'm gonna stick with my Washington plus 9.5 take.
Okay. All right. Next, bring us into Saturday, 12 o'clock, noon kickoffs. First, the Big 12 championship as Oklahoma State takes on Texas. Texas favored by 14.5. Over under 54.5. Quinn Ewers, I believe, is back at the helm
Yes,
for the Longhorns.
Yep.
Let's go Oklahoma State.
Let's go or let's bet.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna let's go with the over on the bet. I think it's gonna be a true Big 12 championship game with the over.
In Big 12 form, Alex just says, "Yep, that's how this is going to go."
I think
Air
that's a safe
raid
bet.
sirens.
Air raid sirens.
I think it's a safe bet. I like
Yeah,
that.
I don't dislike it. I'm just going to stay away from that one, just because I haven't got a chance to watch a lot of Big 12 games, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe I've talked myself into and out of because I've watched enough other games, but we're gonna stick with it. And in the MAC, we've got Miami taking on Toledo. Toledo favored by 7.5 over under 44.5. How are we feeling in Ohio with this matchup?
It's a MAC game.
I mean, this is probably there's going to be an Ohio champion.
It's a MAC game.
Action on a Saturday just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that. I think they should do something like a Thursday night or a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Like just keep it. I feel like the ratings would be really high because it's the only championship on them.
If you had it on a Wednesday, guess what? There's no competition there.
All right.
So In the 3 o'clock game, we have Boise State taking on UNLV in the Mountain West Championship. Boise favored by 2.5, over under 58.5. I have no real thoughts
I
to
don't have a
offer
dog in
here.
this horse.
I will
I don't have a
probably
dog in this horse. I've had a really long day.
at least you're the professional. If something's in something.
But I don't even remember what the saying is. It is a horse in the race or a dog in the race.
Dog in the fight, horse in the race.
Bingo.
I don't have either of those, so I'm just gonna not. I will not be placing a bet on this game.
For good reason.
I'll probably take UNLV in my work bet.
You still have to do that?
This is the last one. The last week killed me.
Ooh.
I'm down 2 games now. I was leading the whole season until last week.
Well, I understand how. Not that I was leading the whole
Yeah, I was
season, but being in a good spot up until 1 week happened.
Horrible.
So, all right, I'm gonna stay away. At 4 o'clock, we have first SMU taking on Tulane. Tulane favored by 3.5, over under 47.5 in the American Athletic Conference Championship game.
I like Tulane here.
Yeah, if I had to take one, I like Tulane here.
I would agree. I'm gonna stay away, but that is the lean I would have if forced to a pick.
I'm gonna throw a best bet down on that.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it too.
Next in the Sun Belt Championship, we have Appalachian State Mountaineers taking on the Trojans of Troy. Troy favored by 5.5, over under 52.5. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of people on App State just because.
Yep.
But Troy was the favorite coming into the season in the Sun Belt, and James Madison did beat them. Right, App State beat James Madison. Ipso facto, people are probably gonna be on App State. For that reason, I'm gonna stay away.
Yeah, I am not gonna bet on this one
me
either.
too. Me too.
Next in the 4 o'clock slate, the marquee game in the SEC Championship. Georgia taking on old Nicky Saban and the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Georgia favored by 6.5, over under 55.5.
Give me Georgia.
Georgia to cover for Jim. I'm leaning on this over under, probably towards the under.
I actually thought about the over under. I don't want to mess with the spread. Either one of these teams could do something weird.
Well, we've all seen what Bama could do. Have either of you seen that on Twitter? It's probably on Instagram as well. The video of the people watching the Bama Auburn game where the feed was buffering, like right as Milroe was about to throw the pass,
No.
and then it came back as they were celebrating the touchdown.
So
it was a Bama it was a Bama fan, I think. Like being an Auburn fan in that one was probably just be
sad,
absolutely heart-wrenching. But I saw that and I was like, "Ooh, that's a way to experience that final play."
Right?
Why not?
Not be the best. And in the 8 o'clock slate, we have first in the ACC Championship, the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship, where we get to see all the people toss the footballs into the Dr. Pepper can. Louisville taking on Florida State. Florida favored by 2.5, over under 47.5.
Let's go, Louisville.
I kind of thought about Louisville here.
I feel like that's where a lot of the money's going to be at. Florida State has found a way to stay undefeated, not necessarily convincingly so, since Jordan Travis went down, but they have found a way. It's probably going to be the most phrase this. This should be the most entertaining 8 o'clock game.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it should be the most entertaining 8 o'clock game, but I don't know if it can get much less entertaining than the Big Ten Championship as Michigan takes on Iowa. Michigan favored by 22.5, over under 34.5. Iowa's team total in the first half, gentlemen, is at a 0.5 point.
Do you have any feelings about the over or the under here, Muff?
Do I? I am actually leaning towards Iowa plus the points.
I am leaning towards the over.
The over. Is this
Yeah.
So what is your
It makes me feel
score in your mind?
like
Michigan, what? Oh, Iowa,
42-0.
yeah,
It's
right.
like the Penn State.
Iowa,
game.
like Michigan 35, Iowa 7.
Okay.
If it goes out right, if the game goes to that point, Michigan's gonna just mollywop them. Like that is it. The over's gonna hit.
I wish there was like an over. I'm sure there is. We could probably find it somewhere. The over under and the amount of rushing attempts in this game.
I think you either take Iowa with the points and the under,
Mm-hmm.
or you take Michigan over.
How would somebody feel if this was like a 28-0 game and they were on that plus the points and under? Or well, that would still hit the under. 35-0.
Right?
Yeah.
That would absolutely like wreck somebody's life.
Do
we think they go over in that first half, team total over a half point?
I don't know.
I think I could see them getting a field goal. That's as high as I'm willing to go.
Right, some type of right at Iowa. Their only path to victory here is to play the field position game and hope for like 2 costly turnovers. It's like the only way that they potentially, and one of them has to be a pick 6 because no, that offense probably isn't going to run it in.
Do you know how bad if Michigan loses to Iowa
Mm-hmm.
in a low scoring field position game, the cries for Jimmy Tressel to be Ohio State's coach will be through the roof.
What if Iowa were to score somehow like 30 plus points in this game and win? We bring Brian Ferentz back?
Maybe.
Because that's been like the rallying cry. I feel like that team has been like, oh man, this is like one of his last games with us. They've been saying over the past weeks, it's like, this might actually be your last game with him.
Wow.
What's he gonna do? Is he gonna go into like the bag of all the trick plays?
That's what I would do. I'd just be like, pull out all stops, boys.
Remember when you were young and you played Madden and you ran all streaks and you just started throwing it up and see what could happen?
Yes.
We
got to get our total up. What if somehow he scored like 1,000,000 points and ended up with like an average of over 25 points a game? Like he drops 80.
Probably still wouldn't be there.
I know.
What does it say about Harbaugh if they beat him?
If Iowa?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, right. It's his first game back. It definitely creates some additional conversation and stir around what he really means to that team. Like, we played better when we were playing for you, Jim, but not actually playing under you.
Right.
We like you as a person. We like you as a friend.
That's too much Michigan talk. Let's get the hell out of here.
Like you as a friend. All right, that is the slate for the week, which brings us into our best bets. And we start with the man with the plan from last week, Jim.
I'm going to take the Chargers -6 against the Patriots. I'm going to take the Cowboys -8.5 against the Seahawks. The Jaguars -8 against the Bengals. And then my college slate, I'm taking Georgia -6.5 against Bama.
Georgia.
Tulane -3.5 against SMU. And I'm taking the over on the Oregon-Washington game of 65 points.
All right, next we go to Alex.
I'm going to take the Cowboys -8.5 versus the Seahawks. The Chargers -6 at the Patriots. The Steelers -5.5 versus the Cardinals. the Lions minus 4.5 at the Saints, Washington plus 9.5 against Oregon, Oklahoma State, Texas over 54.5, Michigan, Iowa over 34.5.
How many friggin' points do you have? How many games, boss?
7.
Ooh.
Okay.
Muff.
Can't
God
hold back
bless.
now, boys.
Shooting for the moon here.
Last weeks of the year. Can't hold back now. Give me another 10 spot.
Oh boy.
Starting with Thursday night football is the Cowboys. I'm going to take to cover 8.5, hosting the Seahawks. I'm going to take the Steelers hosting the Cardinals to cover 5.5. I'm going to take the Falcons Jets under 34 because
we had line movement, by the way.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The Bengals line is, or the Chargers line is dropped to 5.5.
Nice. We get it at 5.5. Good catch.
That's a good catch, Jim. What was it at before?
6.
Ooh, nice. I'm also going to take the Dolphins to cover 9.5, traveling to the Commanders. I'm going to take the Niners, Eagles under 47.5, and the Chiefs Packers over 42.5. And in the college world, I'm going to take Oregon, Washington under 65.5, Georgia, Bama under 55.5. The one that I did not talk about, but I'm going to add to my slate is Louisville, Florida State over 47.5. And I'm going to take Iowa plus the 22.5 against Michigan in the Big Ten championship game.
All right. All right. So now what do we do? What do we do now?
Brings us now to our specialty picks, starting with the Mike Allstott Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Pow, pow.
We have no common picks. I have 10. Alex has 7. Jim has 6. And we have no common picks. How have we got to this point?
Wait. Oh, no.
Unless we all have the Cowboys? We all have the Cowboys?
We all have the Cowboys. I have
Ah.
Cowboys.
Do we feel good with this?
Yeah. That's it.
Jim?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Hammer that home.
All right. Then the Mike Allstott Hit Stick Pick of the Week is the Cowboys to cover 8.5, taking on the Seahawks in Thursday night football. Next, in the Midwest Maps to Risky Pick of the Week,
Get out of here.
the Moneyline Dog. None of us have any short lines with dogs.
No. So we have Broncos. We have Eagles.
You said you were going to put that up to the world.
Eagles is up to the world for me. I'm just giving some other options.
I like that better than the Broncos game.
The only other options I see that really going to make any sense is to look at Louisville and or UNLV. Jim, we all know why you want it to be Louisville. We can't just speak this into existence. We have to make sure that we're thinking. Did. Well, you spoke it into your discussion. You're not speaking into us agreeing.
I like Louisville.
Muff, what do you prefer?
I was just tossing out opportunities. Jim, aren't you on UNLV?
I'm gonna bet in the work bets.
It's not. It's not on this slate.
Yeah, no.
I would say UNLV. I would be between UNLV, Eagles, and Louisville. I'm in between those three. I can't really sit here and say that my confidence is super high on any one of those. So we could leave this to the light. If you two get it down to 2, I'll do a light flip.
What are the 3?
Eagles, UNLV, Louisville.
I don't want the Eagles game. I vehemently do not want the Eagles game.
Okay. We got it down to UNLV and Louisville?
Yes.
Okay, the light it is. Jim, you get to decide who's the light.
UNLV is the light.
Cardinals it is.
Yes!
The Midwest Mobster Risky Pick of the Week is Louisville Moneyline taking on Florida State in the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship.
Let's go.
Okay. I don't know what to say next.
I think we go
our
with it.
our parlay situation.
Let's just do it. A good old fashioned Lolita parlay.
Why don't we make it a money line parlay on the championships?
We could barely come up with one.
And we just run them all.
Not dogs.
Just straight money lines. Who do
It's
we
kind
think
of
wins and run it as a parlay?
on every single one of them,
Every single one.
including
boy.
the All-Star or excluding for this particular situation.
You mean the mobster pick?
No. The All-Star has typically been a mainstay in the whale of a parlay.
No, he's out. It's all
It's all
this
college.
parlay is the championship parlay.
Money lines down the board, huh?
Straight money lines.
I mean, can't be any worse than what we've done the rest of the year.
That is true.
It can't get any worse.
It can only go up from here.
Can only go up from here. So, starting off with Conference USA, we have New Mexico State at Liberty. Liberty's favored by 10.5. I think we have to go with the Liberty money line in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where it's gonna get tight, boys. Go get tight.
Very quickly, we come to a decision. Oregon, Washington in the Pac-12 championship.
So to set the rules here, we each get a vote. Majority wins, correct?
Okay.
That's
Okay.
fair.
My vote is Oregon.
Alex, I'll be a decider if needed.
No, my vote to win is Oregon.
There it is. Don't even need my vote.
I was to cover. I have Washington, not to win. So
That's true. Next in the Big 12 championship game.
Well, if I don't think that's fair, you have to vote.
I'll
because you're
go.
not gonna play
I'll go
no-
first or second in the next one. That's
No, everybody's got to say their vote, Muff.
I choose Washington.
Okay. Fair enough.
Next, Oklahoma State, Texas. I'm gonna go with Texas. That's my vote.
I'm gonna go Oklahoma State.
Texas.
Texas it is. Miami, Ohio, taking on Toledo. Toledo favored by 7.5. Alex, go first.
Toledo.
Jim.
Miami.
Toledo it is.
Y'all can't keep picking the favorites. No, if it's not fun.
The fun is we want this to win, Jim.
You're right.
We want this to win. Next we have Boise State, UNLV. Boise is the 2.5-point favorite in the Mountain West Championship. I will go first. UNLV.
Alex.
I don't know enough, but Muff seems very confident about UNLV, so I'm going to say UNLV.
Me too.
Okay. SMU taking on Tulane in the AAC.
Tulane.
Tulane.
Yeah, I was going to be on Tulane as well. Give me the green wave. App State taking on Troy in the Sun Belt Championship.
Ooh. App State.
I'm on Troy.
Alex, my man, my dude.
I was going to take Troy.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is there a butt coming?
No, I'm going to.
But not so
I
fast, my friend.
No, I just like to do the thing where we piss you off together, and I felt like I had to let Jim down on that one.
You're gonna piss me off. I'm not on Troy any other way. Georgia, Bama. Georgia favored by 6.5.
Georgia.
Muff, you pick. I'm too nervous.
I'm gonna go with Georgia.
Okay.
What were you gonna say, Alex?
I don't know. This one is really a toss up for me, and I did not know.
All right, Louisville, Florida State.
Louisville.
I mean, it has to be Louisville. That's our risky pick. And Michigan, Iowa.
Michigan.
Michigan.
See, Jim, you have the
Iowa.
opportunity to say Iowa.
Iowa.
We'll let you do it.
Are you allowed to say that word yet?
Yeah,
I guess
once
you already
get
did.
Once you get punked like that,
Once you
yeah,
get punked,
yeah,
you just accept it at that point.
yeah. There's pictures going around of Marvin Harrison with a blue tie on before the game, and people are like, these kids don't get the rivalry.
Because he had
You
the
don't
blue.
wear
Was
blue.
it like a blue tie?
No, it wasn't their blue, but it was definitely blue.
That like matches Louis outfit?
Probably.
I have no idea.
It
I did
looked
not. I
nice.
did not see the picture. So
That's the only thing that matters is he matched. He looked good.
It looked nice.
look good, feel good, play good, play
Exactly.
good, pay good,
Two good
live good,
things.
die good.
Oh wow.
And big times players make big time plays in big time games, Alex.
I feel like you should have just carried us out on that. And big time game players get big.
Paydays.
What, Jim?
Payday. Paydays.